Even though the Vivo Y1s was launched late last year, it's still the best low-budget smartphone in 2021 because of its 2GB RAM, large 32GB internal storage, a lasting 40-30 mAh battery with 10 watts charging speed, a colorful IPS LCD sunlight display, 4G LTE support, large 13MP camera with 1080p video recording, and most importantly, its faster Helio P35 octa-core processor, which is the reason for referring to it as the $100 hot cake. It's being sold in Nigeria between 40,000 to 45,000 naira, which is a great deal for what it brings to the table. It comes in a white box showing some key specifications, especially the support for the famous Glo 4G LTE Band 28. Inside the box is a white envelope that contains a quick start guide, the warranty information, and a strong silicone case. Next is the smartphone in a plastic bag. I have here the olive black color. I actually prefer the Aurora blue color, but it's difficult to find. This is a glossy design and a plastic screen protector is already pre-applied to it. Here is the SIM ejector pin followed by the micro USB cable, and finally the bulky 10W charger. This is a bulky charger for just 10 watts. I guess this will last for many years because of its solid build quality. I love how the silicone case is thick, strong and overprotective, especially the extra layer of protection at the sides of the screen. At the right side is the volume and power buttons. The top has nothing. The left side houses a true triple card slot, which is a nice combo. The bottom side has the headphone jack, microphone, micro USB port, and the amazing speaker, which you will hear later. The one thing you will notice and love about the Vivo Y1s is how portable and lightweight it feels, even inside its bulky case. Most smartphones in this price point are thick, but the Vivo Y1s is pretty slim, which adds to the elegant aesthetics and overall handling experience. You can easily handle it with one hand, and the thick metallic silicone case has got your back whenever it accidentally drops or falls to the ground. Nice job, Vivo. The Vivo Y1s has a 6.22 inches display size, which is quite compact, portable, and yet still an adequate display size for enjoying visual content thanks to the pretty slim bezel and the water drop notch. It's an IPS LCD display with a resolution of 1520 by 720p, which delivers good colors, nice saturation levels, good viewing angles, and you have the option to adjust the color temperature to your taste, which is rare to find in this price range. The screen is quite bright for easy visibility under sunlight, and also very dim for easy viewing at night. Nice job, Vivo. The faster Helio P35 octa-core processor makes the Vivo Y1s a hot cake in this price range, but the 2GB RAM size limits its overall performance. One of the ways Vivo tried to solve this bottleneck situation is by quickly killing most apps in the background to free more RAM space for a faster and smoother performance. This is a good solution and I can't complain at this price range. Although there's a 3GB RAM version but not available in Nigeria. There's nothing to worry about, you will surely enjoy your experience with it except for some minimal lags here and there. Although the Helio P35 and 2GB RAM is a much better combination in the sub $100 price range. If you are a gamer and on a low budget, then this is the best smartphone to buy because the Helio P35 outperforms every other chipset in this price range. Mind you, the Helio P35 is almost the same as Helio G35 except for some few network connectivity improvements. So gaming is much better here. The only hassle, like I mentioned earlier, is the 2GB RAM size, which means you will have to fully clear all other background apps before launching a game. Also make sure that you don't pause your game in the background to avoid restarting and losing your game progress. Most games played well with minimal lags at the low to medium graphics settings, which is an appreciable privilege at this price point. There was no heating issues at all, it was hardly warm despite having a slim body. The 40-30 mAh battery capacity does a good job in keeping you connected for almost a day, even if you are a moderate user, which is very commendable. You'll be getting around 7 to 9 hours screen on time depending on your activity, and screen brightness with 4G LTE mobile data connection always on. You can also extend the battery life by using either the low power mode or super saver mode. The full charging time is about 2 hours 30 minutes, which is a fast charging speed at this price point. The last thing you think of when getting a smartphone at this low price range is the cameras, but surprisingly, the camera quality of the Vivo Y1s is good. Although there's a little compromise in the rear camera, which has a slightly narrow aperture of f2.2, thereby reducing its ability to deliver good shots in low light. But from my tests, I would say that it takes some good shots, and thanks to the larger 13MP sensor, it is able to deliver a clearer, sharper and detailed images in daylight. The low light photos are not that bad, but it could be better if it had a wider aperture. Fortunately, there's a bokeh mode which kind of delivers a good edge detection accuracy. The single rear LED flash is not that bright for good night photography, but when backed up by ambient surrounding light, it does an okay job. The 5-megapixel selfie camera on the other hand has a wider aperture of f1.8, which makes it able to take clearer selfie photos both in daylight and low light. Although don't expect much from the lower 5-megapixel sensor. You get to use the screen flash for night photography, which performs poorly in very dark situations. You also get portrait mode at the front camera, and it does a pretty good job with the separation from background with good edge detection.
This is the front camera test of Vivo Y1s. I hope you guys like the quality.
It was a surprise to me that this cheap smartphone can record videos in 1080p resolution for both the back and front camera, as you just saw earlier. The video quality is also good for the price. Overall, the camera quality is pretty good for the price, but would have loved if the 30-megapixel rear camera had at least f2.0 wider aperture. Anyways, you can always borrow the high performance f1.8 aperture of the 5-megapixel front camera to take clearer pictures in low light. Also, at this affordable price, you get the full Android 10 experience based on Vivo's FunTouch OS 10.5 that brings lots of customizations for a fun user experience. I like how you can customize the darkness level of the dark mode. You can also customize the font style, which is one of my favorite features usually found in expensive smartphones. It's nice to get this at this price range. It's quite impressive that it has a simple view launcher targeted at the older people, which is one of the demographic that needs the Vivo Y1s. It allows for easy navigating and access to major apps, settings and favorite contacts. Nicely thought by Vivo. There are also some air gestures for checking the status of the phone and also for unlocking the phone. This is cool. The Google Assistant and Google Lens are fully functional in this smartphone, which is rare to find in this price range. There are lots of other fun, useful and helpful customizations in this small but mighty $100 smartphone, which you will explore when you buy it. One of the reasons for the low price tag is the lack of a fingerprint sensor, which could be a deal breaker for some people. But there's a well-functioning face unlock, which is not a reliable security measure, but it works fine for convenient unlocking process. It is quite fast even in the dark thanks to its screen flash, and it works 99% of the time in my numerous trials. For this low budget price, the single speaker is actually amazing. It's loud, clear and the bass is solid.
Hey guys, it's Eric here and I'm Valo Reviews, and in this video we're going to compare the Redmi Note 10 Pro with the Samsung Galaxy A52.
You also have the deep space sound effect in the feature-packed music app, and it does a good job in enhancing the audio quality of your headset based on your taste. It accepts fingerprint smudges just like the government accepts taxes. For those of you hesitating to buy any Vivo smartphone in Nigeria, well, the Vivo Care app gives you access to all repair services including prices of parts. Although I could only find 2 service centers. Probably more service centers will emerge as Vivo Nigeria market shares increases. It's nice to experience the speed of the Helio P35 processor in a smartphone at the price of 40,000 naira or $90. Thank you Vivo for this opportunity. Let me know what you guys think about this small but mighty smartphone. Thanks so much for watching. Kindly subscribe and turn post notification on to be the first to see the next video. Talk to you in my next video. I remain humble. Stay safe. Bye.